Oh, I got you.
Oh, that's what it was though.
I got you, though. I'll take that.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, my name is Eddie,
My name's Gigi.
and we are hosting the New Parent Again podcast.
Yeah, we're trying to do it weekly.
We are trying to do it weekly. It's a lot of work to do this every week.
Yeah.
Even if it's 30 minutes, an hour, 15 minutes, it's a lot of effort. But we're here, and we plan on having a great show today.
Yeah.
If you're new to the show, just like they say on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay. I just cringed.
Did you cringe for that?
Kinda.
I don't know if there's even a like button, but there's definitely a subscribe button.
Yeah.
And we do need subscribers.
Yeah. This podcast is like we have like 4 views. And we all know them. And they're all my friends.
They're all, yeah, I don't have any friends.
He doesn't. He really doesn't. It's sad. It's like depressing to hear about
Okay.
it.
Oh, wow.
Like I feel bad for
You're
him.
going to just keep twisting that knife, huh?
Yeah.
All right. There we go. Good day for me. Huh?
Can I keep on going?
No, I think that's quite enough.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, no, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is a father-daughter podcast. We talk about a little bit of everything. And you know what? I have something that I was going to keep a secret, but as your mom will tell you, I am very, very bad at keeping secrets.
I know. You
Yeah,
got a
you know
big
that too.
mouth.
I have, well, no, not, yeah, I guess that's all part of it.
Yeah.
So here is my secret. I'm going to share something with you that I've been working on in the background, and
Mhm.
hopefully we have it by the time this podcast airs. I have no idea how it's going to turn out, but I am having an intro song created for the podcast.
Hey, really? That's cool.
Yeah, I thought it'd be pretty cool.
That's cool.
So it's a singer and songwriter and producer from Spain.
Hey, that's really cool.
Right. So she's doing all the lyrics. I talked to her last night, very early this morning, and she already has everything prepped. And I think she's going to start recording soon.
That's cool.
So it's going to have our name in the podcast, and it's going to have our names in the podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to do
Ooh.
it as a surprise, but it's still going to be a surprise when we finally hear it.
Yeah.
We'll listen to it together for the first time,
Uh-huh.
and maybe we'll record our reaction.
Okay.
So I thought that'd be very cool. We also have a very close family friend working on a new logo for us.
Oh, yeah?
And she dropped a bomb on me today that I'm highly considering because the New Parent Again podcast was just initially designed and created for myself to talk to other parents
Huh?
about what it's like raising kids, challenges, struggles, yada, yada, all that kind of stuff. One night, we got the equipment in late, and me being who I am, I wanted to try it out. Gigi said, I'll do it with you. It's like 10 o'clock on, I think it was a Thursday.
I think so
I
too.
think almost every time we did it was a Thursday. And can you please stop yawning?
You're boring me.
Dude, bruh.
Okay.
So we did it Thursday night. We stayed up late, and it was actually really fun. And we've just been kind of doing it ever since.
Yeah.
So she gave me an idea for a different name of the podcast because I said that might be something I'm open to. And she called it Here We Go Again.
I like that.
You like that idea?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, so then I did too. I'm stoked about the idea. But now here's the bummer. I have a song being written for the original name of the podcast.
My gosh, you're so indecisive.
And well, so you like the new name better?
Yeah. Here we go again.
I mean, it feels right
Right? I like it.
because it's still got that generational tie
Uh-huh.
and it doesn't just speak to parents
Uh-huh.
and it sounds a lot more fun.
Yeah.
So I think she's onto something.
Yeah, I like it.
So I think I'm going to have to reach out for this song or have to pay for a whole new one.
Spending a lot of money, huh?
It's actually not bad.
Okay.
But it's still money being spent.
Yeah. Like, what if the logo, it's like you slapping yourself, like, oh, here we go again. I'm just talking.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So if anybody has ideas out there, comments, let us know. We're very interested in what everybody has to say,
Yeah, or like yawning and I'm like talking, like I always
which
do.
is what you've been doing for this podcast.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go again. Let's talk about the legend of Stingy Jack. So, for Halloween, you'll typically see a lot of pumpkins being carved in many different ways. You have the really cool guys that are carving stuff out like it's wood, where they just slowly take a little bit off the top
Yeah.
because of that 3D effect. You'll see some really amazingly carved pumpkins, like the one I did for you when you were little.
Yeah, it was a Tinkerbell one.
Tinkerbell, jack o' lantern, or pumpkin carving. I'm not even sure what to call it. It took me forever. It was amazing. It had stars and sparkles. She had a
Yeah.
wand.
Yeah, it was really cute.
You were like, what'd you say, 6 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It was definitely by far the best one I've ever done. I think over time we've gotten away from it because life's been so busy.
Yeah. But I don't know if I want to do pumpkin carving or like maybe, but I have like this really cool idea I seen it on TikTok. I don't know what it was, what it said, but it was like painting and it was like something about Boo and Bat. And I don't know, I'll show you later, but it was really cool.
Boo, and like, what does it have to do with?
Like it was like words, but one of the words was Boo, so like made it into a ghost.
Uh huh.
And on the other one, it was something about like a bat, I think, and they turned it into a bat.
The pumpkin?
I don't know how to explain. I'll show you. I'll show you later. I'll show you later. I'll show you later.
Don't worry, I'm just as confused as everybody else is, unless you're a kid of her age and probably know exactly what she's talking about. So, how did pumpkins get started? Pumpkin carving.
Mm, I don't know, but I know it's like just about carving pumpkins.
I have the story of the legend of Stingy Jack. This story are the roots of where pumpkin carving comes from. So I'm going to read you the story and we'll do some dialogue in between as we go, okay?
Okay.
Stingy Jack was a clever but deceitful man who lived in Ireland many years ago. For the record, Halloween does not come from the States, it actually comes from Ireland.
That's cool.
We'll talk more about that too. But he was known for being a trickster and for his greed, which earned him the nickname Stingy Jack. One evening, Jack invited the devil to have a drink with him. True to his stingy nature, Jack didn't want to pay for the drink, so he convinced the devil to transform himself into a coin that Jack could use to pay.
Smart, smart.
Once the devil turned into a coin, Jack decided to keep it in his pocket next to a silver cross. The cross prevented the devil from changing back into his original form.
That's smart, smart,
Sneaky.
smart.
Eventually, Jack made a deal with the devil. He would free the devil under the condition that he wouldn't bother him or take his soul for 10 years. So what did the devil do?
Probably agreed.
He agreed, and he let him go.
Okay.
10 years later, he comes back to collect his wager, right?
Yeah.
He comes back to collect Jack's soul. However, Jack tricked him again.
Here we go again.
I see what you did there. He asked the devil to climb a tree to pick him a piece of fruit. While the devil was up in the tree, Jack carved a cross into the tree's bark, trapping him once more. This
Okay.
time, Jack made the devil promise to never take his soul to hell. So what did he do?
He agreed.
Really doesn't have a choice at this point, so the devil reluctantly agreed. Now, I think everybody can see at some point he's not going to win.
Yeah.
Years later, when Jack eventually died, he couldn't go to heaven because of his sinful life.
Yeah.
Dude was kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
But the devil had promised not to take his soul to hell, so Jack was stuck in between, unable to enter either heaven or hell.
So he was in purgatory.
He was in his own form of purgatory, absolutely. The devil, annoyed by Jack's tricks, sent Jack away into the dark night with only a burning coal to light his way.
Wow.
So Jack put the coal inside a hollowed out turnip,
Oh.
not a pumpkin, a turnip, to make a lantern, and it has been wandering the earth ever since.
Dang.
People started to call him Jack of the Lantern, which eventually shortened to
Jack-o'-lantern.
Jack o' Lantern. That's right. So in Ireland and Scotland, people began carving their own lanterns out of turnips and potatoes, using them to ward off Jack's wandering spirits or other evil spirits. When Irish immigrants came to America, they found that pumpkins, which are native to the US, were much easier to carve. And that's how the tradition of the pumpkin jack o' lantern was born.
Wow.
It's a pretty cool Halloween story.
Yeah.
He didn't learn his
Or
lesson.
what if it's actually still Jack of Lantern? We're just saying it Jack-o'-lantern. Like
What do
we're
you
just
mean?
like we're like skipping of and just saying Jack of Lantern. Or like I don't know. What if it's still Jack of Lantern and we're just saying it Jack-o'-lantern?
Well, according to Google, and Google's never wrong.
Okay, so if I look up I'm sick, I'm gonna die tomorrow.
That's only if you use WebMD.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, how late? It's kind of like, but it makes sense though, because if you think about text messaging today,
Mhm.
you kids take short words and make them even shorter.
Abbreviations.
It's not even an abbreviation though. Like instead of and, you'll use the word, I don't know, maybe the letter N. I've seen you do some crazy short.
And
I don't know. It was a bad
or
example.
ND.
See, you're missing one letter. She's got this look on her face like I just shot myself in the foot. Yeah, exactly. So
Or
I can definitely
with.
see.
What for with? Just put W.
So
Recommended.
back in my day, we used to have the W with the slash. Have you ever
Oh
seen
yeah, we
that?
do that. We do that. We
You
do
guys do
that.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's still a thing.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm old, but I'm not that old where that's like legendary now.
Uh,
You know what? We're not off to a great start with you hurting my feelings.
it's okay.
So that's the story of Stingy Jack. Stingy Jack, it comes from Ireland traditions, and Ireland and Scotland is actually the roots of Halloween. It is not an American born tradition.
Hmm.
Ireland and
Scotland.
Scotland. I said it with an accent by accident. You guys try saying that.
Accent
Accent
by
by
accident.
accident.
It's easy.
Whatever.
Accent by accident.
So Sam
Accent.
Hain, and I could be saying that wrong. I apologize if I am. Is born in pagan roots. It was a key event in the Celtic calendar, marking the end of harvest season and the beginning of winter, or the darker half of the year. They believe that during this time, the veil between the world of the living and the spirit was at its thinnest point, allowing spirits to cross over between
The
worlds.
Day of the Dead.
Just like the Day of the Dead, or as we said earlier, oh, you don't want to do it?
No.
She said it earlier in Spanish and she got embarrassed. Dia de los Muertos.
Okay.
I think you just ruined my audio. I'm going to say it again.
Oh my gosh.
Dia de los Muertos.
That's cool though. Like, yeah.
But still, right? So bonfires played a significant role in these celebrations. They believed that the bonfires were symbolizing the beginning of a new year and protection of the fire against evil spirits.
Mm. Yeah.
So it's symbolic.
Yeah.
These bonfires were even used in purification rituals, and sometimes they would drive cattle between them as part of the cleansing process.
Ooh.
Poor cows.
Right. That's what I'm
Imagine how
thinking
hot they
too.
were.
Yeah, like sipping on hot rocks.
People do that.
I know.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
In Ireland and Scotland today, Halloween celebrations often include fireworks. We don't do fireworks here.
Mm-mm.
Bonfires. I mean,
Mm.
I guess we
Sometimes.
could.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I'm sure they do it in other places.
Yeah. We just don't.
Not here in the city. Costume parties,
Yeah.
for sure. And blending of old and new traditions. They play games, something called Snap Apple, where they try to bite into apples suspended from strings.
Oh, yeah,
There's also a rich folklore.
yeah.
I got an old person like stutter thing going on. A rich folklore around Sam Hain with tales of creatures like I'm probably going to say this wrong too, the Puka, a shape shifting fairy, and the Dullahan, a headless horseman figure.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, the headless horseman. See, I didn't research that, but we definitely have the headless horseman here in the States.
Yeah. At my school, for Halloween, we don't get the day off, sadly, because our school hates us. But like you said, for the apple thingy,
yeah.
it's for us. It's a donut. They put it on a string. We try and eat it.
You guys have done that at school?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. See? Now you didn't even know why.
Yeah.
And now you do.
I thought they just want to make us fat,
Well, I mean, who doesn't love a good donut?
right?
We did have Donut Friday for a long time.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later, though. So
Yeah.
here in the States, evolution over time, Halloween in the U.S. has evolved significantly from its origins. It was pretty much just a simple observance among early settlers, particularly the Irish and the Scottish,
Hmm.
who brought traditions of Samhain with them. It morphed into a community-based event with parties and fall festivals. By the early 20th century, there was a movement to make Halloween more about neighborhood gatherings and less about witchcraft and ghost stories.
Mm.
A lot of communities tried to remove the scarier aspects and make it more family friendly, especially after World War II, when the suburbanization and rise of the consumer culture expanded into Halloween and the massive holiday we know today. Basically, what that means is they found a way to make money off of it.
What I say, make some big words.
Yeah, there's some big words in there. Halloween is the second largest commercial holiday in the U.S., only behind Christmas.
Commercial.
Well, that's what they say. It's like it's big.
Mm. Okay.
Americans spend billions on costumes, candy, decorations, and party supplies.
Yeah, definitely a lot. Oh,
Major
yeah, I'm so
brands
happy for
launch
this year.
Halloween themed products, from limited edition snacks to special promotions, contributing to its commercial nature.
That's cool. I'm super excited. I love Halloween. I'm so excited.
So it's funny, Gigi keeps saying how much she loves Halloween. But when she was little,
I hated it.
smaller, because she's still little, she was definitely not a fan.
No, I used to like steal my cousins. Like one time there was this really big spider and it was fake obviously, but it was like really big and it jumped at me. I fell. Scared me.
From where?
I don't know.
Somebody's house?
Yeah.
Uh,
And I'm traumatized because one year I was Harley Quinn and some older guy was Joker and he was following us around.
do I remember that?
You were holding me. I was so scared. I was crying and he was behind us, like
Where,
talking to me, being creepy.
huh.
Creeps. I also don't like that about Halloween because like that's like gives creepy people an opportunity to be creepy.
That's true.
I don't like that.
I mean, it gives it lets people put masks on and act differently, right?
Yeah, I don't like that.
But we're gonna get away from the creepy side of things, so we're gonna
Yeah.
keep it a little bit more family friendly.
Yeah.
Because there are so many stories about Halloween and ghost stories
Yeah.
and things of that nature that we can definitely talk about. But we're gonna save the ghost stories for later, so hang on to those. We're getting to it. Let's talk about Japan. So Japan doesn't have any real historical context to Halloween.
What
There's
the
no
heck?
there's no real roots in Japan to Halloween.
They're boring.
Well, they're actually this country is known for embracing festivals, and Halloween fits into its love for costumes and performance, just like cosplay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anime,
Mhm.
manga, manga,
Manga, I think, I don't know.
manga. Right? That whole thing though, they do a lot of cosplay over there. That much we can agree on.
Yeah, I just have an anime face. I didn't watch it though. I just
Yeah,
have a
she had
face,
the shortest, oddest anime phase where she loved anime,
but I never watched it.
but never watched a single episode, movie, or read a book.
It was really boring.
But she loved anime. I guess
Yeah,
it's just like the cartoons themselves.
guess I don't know. I even had my nails done. It was like because like there's a show called Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
put
Audrey gave you a
HXH.
book
Oh yeah,
that you
I read
never.
it. I read it.
No, you
Yeah, I
didn't.
did.
You read the book?
Yeah,
Okay, I take it back about not reading a book.
I'm pretty sure I did at least.
I don't know. I don't know.
But I feel like I did. I feel like I did.
So, because Halloween is not really a thing in Japan, Tokyo Disney made things a little bit different for them.
Mm.
Halloween was first introduced to Japan by Tokyo Disneyland in 1997, which is pretty recent.
1997.
Yeah. I was born in 84.
I know.
So 13 years after I was born, Japan finally started.
That's not recent. Take a look in the mirror.
I know I have gray hairs because of you.
Just me, Mom, Penny.
Before Penny, it was you and Mom.
Take a look in the mirror, bud.
Well, I think that's pretty recent. A lot of other people listening would say it's pretty recent too.
Sorry for hurt you guys' feelings.
Obviously, this little monster next to me feels differently.
I'll be at your age one day.
But Disney's version of Halloween, with its friendly, cartoonish ghosts and pumpkins, appealed to Japanese families and children. Since then, the holiday has grown more and more popular, and now they do more costume parties, decorations, and things that are more closer to their culture. But what an impact Disney had to change an entire way that they do things.
Yeah,
It wasn't there before.
it's cool though.
But they introduced it, and I'm sure the Disney people that were doing it were like, "I hope this works."
Yeah,
Because you imagine the amount of money that they spent
a lot.
on something like this, and for it to flop,
Mhm.
like that would be huge.
Definitely.
So, what do you think one of the biggest differences between Japanese trick or treating and ours?
I don't know. It's like I don't know. I mean, it sounds kind of alike.
There's very close
Yeah.
similarities, but it's more about them having creative
Yeah, they go like
costumes.
all out, all out.
Yeah, and then they have amazing street parades and parties.
Yeah.
So the Kawasaki Parade is known for its very strict standards for the
Mm.
costumes to be in it, and
Mm.
thousands of people go to watch it every year.
Yeah. The dragon thingy.
Well, that's different,
Mm.
but it's
But
similar. Yeah,
to the creativity.
yeah, and the festivals that they have
Yeah.
something similar with Halloween. There's also a connection to Japanese horror movie culture,
Ooh.
which includes spooky events and haunted houses, but the focus is more on the aesthetics rather than the
Aesthetic.
frightening elements of the Western Halloween.
Mm.
So they're more into the visuals.
Yeah. I'm excited to go to a pumpkin patch. This year I might actually do a haunted house, but I don't know. I don't know.
I am not a fan of haunted houses.
Wait, is it like walking or is it like
Yeah,
you're in a car?
typically you walk through
Okay, no,
them,
never mind. I thought it
and
was like a little car ride
some
thingy.
jerk in a mask with blood all over his face is gonna chase you at some point.
What if I just don't? What if I just don't run? Is he gonna hurt me or something?
I mean, sometimes they have weapons, chainsaws, axes.
What if I just don't move? I just stand there.
You're not gonna move. You're gonna fly. You're gonna run at full speed in the opposite direction. But so you know what the scary part of that
Hmm.
is that you don't know what you're running into next.
Okay. Like, what
'Cause
if I just stand there and be like, just start talking to them?
I'll probably just talk back.
I know. I feel like
I don't think you would though.
I know, but like, what if I did? Like, if I got over my fear and I wasn't so scared, like stuff would be a lot funnier. And I just start because the way I act when I'm not scared, like I could do that to them.
But you know what? The fun part of Halloween.
What if I jump scare them? And like roar! Oh, I want to do that.
I remember one time when I was a kid and we did a pumpkin patch. It was actually at Del Oso.
Mm,
And at the end of the haunted maze,
uh-huh.
they have a haunted maze you've never done before.
I know.
And they chased us out with a chainsaw.
Really?
Yeah, like this guy dressed like Jason. And "Rawr, rawr," and he literally chases you out with the chainsaw.
Isn't Jason like hot under that mask?
You know he's dead.
Oh, everyone said they looked really cute. I'm like that.
Your friends disturb me.
No, I swear. I know if my friend. I feel like I've seen that before though. Like saying that he's look really cute. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't your cousin, my sister, I call her my sister. We're cousins,
Oh
but
yeah.
my cousin Wendy, she loves that stuff.
Yeah, I
In
know.
fact, my goddaughter, her daughter,
Mhm.
right, Alina, she loves scary movies.
Really?
She loves them so much, in fact, that when she was a kid, her favorite movie growing up, one of them, was Freddy and Jason movies.
Oh,
She'd
that's
come
scary.
she'd come over with her own back in the day cassette tape
Uh,
because we didn't have any, and that's what she wanted to watch.
really?
Yeah, so other kids are watching like Disney, and she was watching Freddy vs. Jason. I swear.
That's cool though.
Yeah, she's a trip for that. But yeah, that was her thing. She loved it.
Yeah, at least she's brave for that.
She is brave for that, and she's like the quietest,
Yeah.
right? Like very
Yeah.
shy. But you throw on a good, killer, gory movie, she's all in. Break out the popcorn,
Yeah.
ready to go.
But
Let's
like,
talk about the. All right, what do you
I
got?
want to do that though. Like scare them.
You want to jump scare the scary people?
Yeah.
See, the other thing too is like, so they're typically it's like not a maze, but it's a guided walk, right?
Yeah.
So you can't explore.
Man.
And typically, there's people on the sides
Like
that are
and they're hiding on the shadows.
right.
Now.
They're hiding, and they look like they're statues, and they start moving, and they start banging on the walls.
Oh, okay. So if we do it this year, I'm gonna go up to one of them and be like, okay, hold up, before you like do anything scary, 'cause I don't like that stuff. Like, how about I help you? Like, I'm not scary, but like, I can be scary. Like, let me help you.
You want to just join the team?
Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
I mean, that'd be cool.
Okay, like, can we try doing that this year?
You want to go up to somebody with the killer mask on and ask if you can join the team?
Yes. You have to come with me though, cause like,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they're probably like really sweet people. So like,
I mean, they're just there to have a good time.
yeah.
Let's move to the
I would want to do that. I
Philippines.
would want to do that.
You're so excited.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so the Philippines is predominantly a Catholic country.
In the Philippines, half the time. Never mind.
I do not know how to say this name. I wish like some of our Filipino friends were here.
Yeah.
Pangangalulua. That is bad. I do not mean that in any disrespect. Pangang.
Okay, that's even worse. You just said gang.
I'm sorry, but there is a very long word. Is tied to All Saints Day, November 1st, and All Souls Day, November 2nd, which are important religious holidays in the country. And these days are focused on remembering and praying for the souls of the dead who are believed to be in purgatory and need the prayers of the living to enter heaven.
In the Philippines, it's exactly 2:21 a.m.
Oh, you have it on your phone right now, huh? In many communities, groups of children and adults dress in white or ghostly costumes representing souls. They go door to door singing hymns or reciting prayers for the dead. In exchange, they are given small offerings such as rice cakes, sweets, or coins. It's
Mm,
a tradition that combines elements of Halloween style trick or treating with the Catholic practice of praying for the dead.
that's smart.
Totally different, right?
I like that idea though. Why did I say it like that?
What'd you say?
I like that idea
I like
though.
that idea.
No, it's like this. I like that idea though.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I like that idea though.
It says that a lot of people go to the cemeteries to visit their loved ones, spend a lot of time taking flowers, candles, and offerings, cleaning the grave sites, and remembering and honoring the dead.
Yeah.
These cemetery gatherings are often festive rather than somber. People bring food and will even picnic, tell stories about their deceased relatives, and it's a way to maintain a connection with the past and keep the memory of ancestors alive.
Done that before?
Yeah, we've done that before where we go visit those at our
Yeah.
local cemeteries, right?
Yeah, if my grandpa would do that. We
Yeah, we'll go hang out. And we see a lot of people doing that.
yeah, with my close family in the morning for breakfast. We went to his grave. We all just sat there and talked about him. It was really cute.
You got a little emotional
Mhm.
because that was the first time Penny went.
No, that was not. That was a different time.
Was that a different time? Well, that's the time I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, where you and Penny got together and you got to be there to introduce her to.
Mhm. And Penny was saying hi.
Yeah, she was waving to her
Mhm.
tata,
Mhm.
right? That was very cool. But a lot
Yeah.
of people do this, especially here in the States and as apparently other countries. While we remember those that have passed. All right, let's jump into Mexico,
Mexico. Okay, I'm not saying that ever again. That
where we
is,
celebrate Dia de los Muertos.
gosh, you know, like a million times already, bruh.
So it's a blending of traditional and Catholic traditions. They say indigenous, meaning local people, and Catholic traditions. Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, is a unique blend of indigenous traditions, particularly from the Aztecs, and Catholic beliefs brought by Spanish colonizers. The
Mm.
Aztecs had a month long festival in honor of the goddess. Another name I'm going to completely butcher. I'm not even going to say it. But this goddess ruled the underworld and protected the dead.
I want to see now. I don't know. Let me see.
Wait, this is like the Book of Life.
I want to see the name though.
It's right here. All right, so this goddess ruled the underworld and protected the dead. After the Spanish arrived, these traditions were integrated with the Catholic holiday of All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. The idea behind Dia de los Muertos is that death is not the end of life, but part of a continuous cycle.
Yeah.
The dead are believed to return to the world of the living for a brief period, usually from October 31st to November 2nd, to be reunited with their families.
Yeah.
The living prepare by
No, this is like
building.
Coco. This isn't like
This is?
the Book of Life. The Book of Life doesn't have
No,
them.
no, the Book of Life is where they had the two gods with the underworld, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
And
then
they have the
Coco.
bet,
And then Coco is when they come over.
right? When they prepare the ofrenda.
Yeah. And basically, like, if they don't have their picture up, then they can't go through.
Yeah, so if they,
yeah.
meaning like if they are not remembered,
Yeah, then they can't go by.
then they can't go back.
Yeah. Sad. Like forgetting a loved one. That's sad. Anyways.
I just watch you doze off into your own thoughts.
Anyways.
But as you were just talking about, Dia de los Muertos is not about mourning the dead, but celebrating the memory,
Yeah.
right? So again, we get together, we tell stories, we have the photos, we do all these things to remember our past. Now, as you mentioned before, Coco, right? It was
Penny loves Coco.
does she?
Coco.
Well, she loves Coco Melon.
Yeah, same thing. Coco. Coco.
So remember in Coco, the bridge of marigolds, the flowers.
Oh
That's how
yeah.
they cross back over,
With the
right?
little petal
Yeah.
for the blessing.
No, that part literally there was a bridge of flowers.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember. I remember.
The bridge of marigold petals that connects the land of the living and the land of the dead is a symbolic representation of the real life belief that marigold flowers guide spirits back to the world of the living. So the
Yeah.
Disney did obviously their homework. They did a bunch of research to
A
make sure that
bunch.
their movie was accurate.
Yeah, they put it in like they basically taught us a bunch of stuff, but in a movie.
And then here's what you were talking about. A core message in Coco aligns with the real meaning of Dia de los Muertos, the importance of remembering loved ones. In the movie, characters stress that a person can die twice. What do you think they mean by that?
They're like at that point they're like forgotten. They just like that's like I remember the viejito. He was like slowly like so like I don't know how to explain it, but like
He faded away,
yeah,
right?
he started to fade away because like his family forgot about him, and then the um the great grandpa, the one who's trying to go by every year but couldn't,
Yeah, yeah.
he was trying to like help him like keep like get the memory, but like
Well, he got very close to being forgotten,
yeah, and he
right?
did
Huh?
in the
He almost did.
the older guy did.
The first guy did.
Yeah.
But and then his was it his grandpa or his uncle?
Who's
Like the main character?
oh
Well, the
I
guy
don't
that's
know. His
always
great grandpa.
his great grandpa that keeps trying to come back.
Yeah, because it was his grandma.
Right. At the end, he sings a song and his grandma
Yeah,
starts to remember.
yeah, and his grandma had a picture.
Yeah, and that's how the movie closes.
It
Yeah,
was sad.
it's a good story though.
Oh, and then for Coco, you know at the end how he brings his sister to show. Mm,
Having a moment,
mhm,
you and Penny.
mhm.
Okay, so we did a little tour around the world of about how other countries celebrate.
Yeah,
But
that's
one
cool.
thing I think that we can't leave out, and it's the big tradition of being scared, right?
Yeah,
For Halloween.
yeah.
Ghost stories galore.
Oh, I love these.
So yeah, well, your Theo Kike.
Oh, he's the best. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say that earlier. So there's this one time we came back from a birthday party.
This is my wife's brother, Terry's brother.
Yeah, and like he was telling these scary stories, and I remember one of them. It was like I don't know who it was, but it was like if there's an empty spot in the car, then she's gonna be
Mm.
there. But there was an empty spot in the car at the time, and he was like, "Well, she could be in the trunk." I was like, "For real? Well, that
For
might
real?
hurt."
Like that seems uncomfortable.
And then we were going past a river, and then he was talking about how like I don't know what's her name.
What is it? La Rona?
Yeah, well, we were going past the river, and I was thinking about it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Ooh,
So we talked about this the other day. Do you want to tell the story
which one?"
about the newspapers at my grandpa's house in Chicago?
Oh, I was saying this earlier. This was the same day that he told the scary stories to my tío Kike.
Was
So
that the
this,
same day you heard that
yeah,
story?
because we were like at a party, and you guys were all like by the pool,
That sounds
and you
right.
guys were
Yeah.
telling the story.
Yeah, he
Oh,
loves these
he
ghost
told he
stories.
told like a leprechaun story too, or was that you?
I don't have any leprechaun
No,
stories.
it's him then. Oh, but I love these. Okay, so I love these scary stories, but I just can't sleep. Like, okay, go, 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 go,
All
go.
right, so here is a scary story
I know this one.
supposedly that happened at.
Supposedly, you said you knew it happened.
No, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Ugh.
They told I was in that house. So my grandpa lived in Chicago, and he had I'm trying to think about how can I describe his house. It wasn't a two-story house, but it was a house with a basement, full basement. And supposedly They were doing some remodel work on the home, and behind the wall, they found newspapers. The details are, man, they're fuzzy right now. But the newspapers are rolled up tight and stuck on the wall somehow and bound in a circle. So the newspapers formed
Ooh.
a circle inside the wall of the home.
This is cool.
And there was an article in the middle, and I don't exactly remember what it was, but I have a feeling
What, did your
it's
grandpa know about these or no?
yeah. So my grandpa knew about it. My uncle found it, my mom's brother, and my grandpa's wife would not ever talk about this ever again.
Like they knew about it, so the ones that put it in there.
So he took everything down from out of the wall and he put it somewhere. And one day he went back to get it, very recently, I'm sure, and it was gone. All traces of it were gone.
What were the papers about?
I think it had to do with a murder.
Wait, so your grandpa hid them in there in the walls?
No, my grandpa wasn't the murderer.
No, that's what I
Somebody,
was thinking. I was like, why
no,
would he do that then?
no, somebody put or something, or I don't know what. I don't know how they got there.
Probably the previous owner.
It's possible, but they were put up in like some type of scary form in the wall, like almost like they were like it was intended to be like a mural behind the walls.
Ew.
And we slept, in that basement, in that room where all the stuff happened.
Ew.
It's pretty creepy.
Yeah, people
But
are dumb. Don't
but
hide it. Like everyone knows. Why are you hiding it?
what do you mean?
Like the newspapers.
Well,
Why would they hide it?
no, they hid it because either A, they were a part of it,
Obviously, bruh.
or B, they were doing something,
Some voodoo, witchcraft.
yeah, whatever you want to call it with it.
Yeah.
Either way, but story goes, legend has it that they disappeared one day. Everybody swears up and down that he didn't touch it. And my grandma would never talk about it ever again.
Wow. That's cool.
It's kind of creepy.
Okay. At school, yesterday we had this thing where we were supposed to write these scary stories and we could present them if we wanted to. My friend, hers was so good I cried. Like I shedded a tear. Like I got so into it. Okay. So it was basically don't be stealing these ideas either and turning them into your own like book. Cause like I'm gonna come after you and I'm gonna know. Okay. So basically, but we won't get that many views, so it's okay.
Girl,
Um,
can you tell your
sorry.
story?
Sorry. Okay, so basically, it was like she wrote it as it was a diary, and the way she was talking about the story, she had like this like really like it was like really eerie, but like she was also like really calm about it. I don't know how to explain it, but it was about like she was writing a diary, and it was about this girl like how she said that her mom would like not abuse her, but like she would like well yeah I guess abuse her, right? And one day she goes to the hospital, the mental hospital, because all this stuff is happening supposedly saying that her mom like threw these cups at her or her mom would cut her and all this stuff. And one day when she went to the mental hospital, um she soon passed away and her mom found the diary and she writes in this book writes down the diary saying that she never did this stuff and her daughter like just saw it. And one of the things that the
When you
daughter
say
wrote,
just saw it, you mean like in her head.
yeah, like
She made
she,
it up.
yeah,
Or she thought it was real.
yeah, she thought it was real.
Right.
And in one of the parts in the diary, her daughter was saying how one of their birthdays, her daughter came out of her room and like her mom like threw her cup at her and like cut her. But honestly, what happened was the mom just dropped her favorite a cup and accidentally like cut her daughter something like that. And another time, her daughter came out of her room with a bunch of cuts, but in her diary, it was saying her mom cut her.
But she doesn't know.
Yeah, like
Well, I don't mean. So what she thought it was her mom, but it turned out it wasn't.
yeah, and it was all her just doing it to herself, and she was hallucinating.
Yeah, there you go. She was hallucinating. So I was telling you this earlier offline, but there's a really cool movie that I think you should watch. I think I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but it's a really cool movie. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it now. What did I say it was called?
I don't know.
Okay, so those of you that are trying to figure out with me, it's got Leonardo DiCaprio and
I know that guy.
Shutter Island.
That
That was
was
it,
it. That
Shutter
was it.
Island, and it's very similar to the story written by, what is she, 12?
My friend?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and she got first place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was
It
good
was
for
really
her.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good story,
Yeah.
good job, kudos to you.
Yeah. There were a bunch of more stories and they had like plot twist to it.
I liked your story, and I'm not just saying that.
Can
I'm not honestly, I'm
I
not
tell them what it's
just
about?
yeah.
Okay, so basically, it was like there was this girl. Her parents went on vacation, but she couldn't go with them because she was sick. So when her parents left and she felt better, she invited some friends over, and they were all watching scary movies because it was around Halloween season. And halfway into the movie, they heard a knock on a door, but it was a back door, and they all like grabbed like something just in case, like to fight with, right? And when they walked outside, one of her friends looked into this like shadowy corner and they saw someone.
I like how you just did the shadowy corner thing.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, they saw someone and then I left on a cliffhanger.
They were inside the house?
No, they went outside to the backyard to see.
Oh, they saw somebody on the outside of the house,
Yeah.
hiding in the shadows, waiting
Yeah.
for him.
Huh?
And then it ends?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's
I
good.
just scared myself kinda.
So, I was also telling you that when she told me about the story, that it reminds me of a movie that I never finished. I'm not a fan, obviously, of horror movies. Maybe that's not obvious, but I'm not a big guy on horror movies. I'll watch them, um, because they can freak me out, or just because like they're too far fetched for me. I don't get into them.
Mm.
Um, it was called The Strangers,
Mhm.
and I watched this movie when I was a kid. No, I started to watch this movie when I was a kid. I
Mhm.
never finished it
Really?
because it scared me so much. It's about basically what you're saying. This family, I'm pretty sure they're on vacation. I don't know if they're at a cabin or whatever, but
Mhm.
long story short is they're doing their thing on vacation. They get a knock on the door, and there are these people there, and I think they had masks on,
Mhm.
and they just stare at them. And it's like three or four of them.
Is it like Us?
It's kind of like us, but it's like more realistic.
Yeah.
Because us is, it's got the horror twist.
Yeah, the more realistic, the scarier it is.
Exactly. And that's what this was. So this was, and would stay home by myself at the time. I was young enough or old enough to do that. And I just pictured somebody knocking on my door and staring at me with a mask on and not moving, not talking, nothing. Just creepy, right?
Yeah.
And then they would knock on your window in your bedroom, and then they're there. And then they're on
Oh,
different parts of the house.
okay.
And they never say a word the entire time. And they're like stalking you.
That's
There's
scary.
nobody around. There's nobody you can call for help.
That's why I don't like being home alone.
And that's creepy. Well, you really aren't ever home alone.
The first time I was ever home alone and you guys were like not near, or you were, but like
I went
it
to
was a
this.
drive. It was a drive.
No, it was not even a drive. I was like a minute away.
No, you're 15 minutes away.
I didn't go to Nana's.
Yes, you did.
I thought I went to this.
No,
I
no.
went to Nana's. Okay,
Yes.
it's not even 15 minutes away. But yeah, this is the
Yeah.
first
And
time.
somebody knocked on our door.
It was like a solar person.
Yeah, it was the salesman.
And not only that, the internet went
Yeah,
out.
and I was trying to call them, text them, and nothing was going through.
It was like,
And I was crying and I was messing up my mascara.
oh, excuse the mascara. But yeah, I do remember that. That was a terrifying event
Yeah.
for you.
So let me like say like three more stories, but I can summarize them pretty quickly because I know these stories. I was so into them. Okay. So there's another one. My friend, she was like about how this kid passed away. I think he like they killed himself, right? And he was saying that how he wished he spent more time with his family. And he saw this person. He was like, "Hey, I recognize you." And then they were like, "Hey, you could see me?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course I can." And then it was like, "What the heck?" So I guess they like both died or something like that,
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
right?
When I was in Chicago and I heard these stories, there's a
Mhm.
ton of ghost stories in Chicago.
I love ghost
A
stories.
ton. There's like books, like good sized
Yeah.
books. And there was one that we went to, and it was in Chicago at a cemetery.
Uh-huh.
And legend has it that the ghosts,
Mhm.
like they weren't supposed to be dead. They didn't know. I can't remember all the
Like didn't
details.
know they were dead.
Yeah, well, long story short, this guy's trapped in a cemetery.
Uh-huh.
So he wants to get out, right?
Yeah.
Well, the gates are locked.
Mm.
So what does he do?
What?
He puts his hands on the bars and he bends them out.
Oh.
And he bends them out wide enough so that he can walk through and escape the cemetery. So people see this and
Mhm.
they're like, hey, that's weird. What's going on here?
Wait, so this guy's dead or
Yeah, he's dead. He's coming from the inside out, locked. So he takes his hands, wraps his left and right hand around two separate bars, pulls the bars out like Superman opening his shirt,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then leaves the cemetery.
What the heck?
I don't know if he goes back every night or what the story is,
I saw
but
that.
at some point they cut the bars out.
Uh-huh.
No, they bend them back down.
Okay.
He stretches them out again.
What the heck?
They cut the section out, put a new section in.
Huh. He bends them again.
He bends them again.
He's probably like just messing with them probably.
So I went down to the cemetery to see it.
Was it true?
To be honest with you, it was so long ago I don't remember.
So you don't know if it was they were bent or not?
I don't remember if I saw them bent or
You didn't
not.
take pictures?
It's not like it is today where you have a billion pictures on your phone in the cloud. I don't remember if I actually saw them or not, but this is a huge story that's
I would
in
go with
the
you to look again.
cemetery. I mean, we can go, but okay, this is the other thing. It was late at night,
Oh no
and my uncle was
no.
telling all these other stories en route,
Oh, that's even worse.
and he was driving super slow.
Ah.
And the other part of the stories is like what you had said about, the person that jumps in your car.
Yeah.
That story has a lot of different versions.
Really?
Yeah, there's a ton of different versions of that story. One of them is like there's a local girl dressed in like she's going to a prom or a dance.
Okay.
Okay. And so people will see her or she'll get in a taxi and she'll get a ride.
Mhm.
And it's typically, if I can remember correctly, and I could be like merging stories here,
No, yeah.
but I think she
This is
comes,
how scary stories are formed basically.
yeah, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
I
None
have
of
a
them are
feeling that
actually
she
real.
comes from like a bridge, though. I think she was on the way to a dance,
Uh-huh.
and the car went off the road and they died.
Uh-huh.
And her spirit still wanders trying to get to the dance.
Not really a scary story. It's kind of cute though. It's kind of
So
cuteness.
she gets picked up by somebody who's
Okay.
like, okay, well, where do you need to go?
Mhm.
And she'll either say she's going to the high school,
Mhm.
and then they turn around and she's gone, or they say she needs to go home. So she gives them the address and they take her and they're like, hey, this is a cemetery. And they turn around again
And she's gone.
and she's gone.
Poof, and she's gone.
But yeah, there's tons of variations of these stories. Kids, if you're listening, ask your parents. I'm sure they got tons of them.
If Mary Jane's listening to this, I'm sorry. She doesn't like scary stories.
Oh yeah, sorry, MJ.
Yeah. But okay, so like two more.
These are from your class?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of these is Mary Jane's. Okay, so basically, um, they were at a school, right? And at this school, they have like a basement, and like supposedly like, there's like a scary monster. I think it's like in the basement. And her friends ask her, "Hey, you want to go with us later to go like see it or like look around there?" Or I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong, but I'm trying from my top of my head.
Okay.
And they go down there. Well, Mary Jane's going alone because they're supposed to like meet up, I think. And as she's going down there, she goes down spiral stairs because she starts to hear some noise. So she runs down and she hides, right?
Okay.
Behind some boxes. And like her friends jump out and say boo, right? Because at the school there's a prank, and you can like it's like a haunted prank or something like that.
Yeah.
But it has to be in the school.
It's like there's rules to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as they're like laughing, walking off, right? Two other kids were supposed to scare Mary Jane as well. So Mary Jane asks, "Hey, where were they? Because they're supposed to come with you, weren't they?" And then her friend says, "Well, yeah, they're supposed to meet me up somewhere, and they went the wrong way into where the monster actually was." And I was like, "What?" When I heard about that, I was like, "What the heck?" That scared me. And then, okay, two more, okay? Okay, I'm gonna do two more. Basically, I know this one. This one's really short. I can make it short. Um, One of my other friends, his was like about this babysitter. He needed a babysitter that picked him up from school. She was constantly saying how I'll take care of you. You'll be fine. I'll take you home safely.
Okay.
And when they got home, I don't know why, but he went into the basement and he saw his parents. They looked super dehydrated, tired, and hungry. And he was like, "That's where you guys have been." And then his parents yelled at him saying, "Don't let the door close." But he was too late and the door closed. And then soon his parents start shredding him up. I don't know. I know, but yes, that's what he said.
I mean,
They
that's
said,
creepy. I don't really see the flow,
I know,
but
like
it's messed up.
his parents were like, I know, it was like crazy, I guess.
Because I was thinking like, okay, they're gonna close the door and then so they can escape.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I'm getting scared telling these stories, so like my brain's kind of getting messed up.
All right, here I got one for you.
What, can I finish the story?
Oh yeah, there's more. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then one day when they find his body, um, the policemen say, "Hey, you know what he could be for Halloween? A skeleton." And then soon, one day, he was soon to regret that, meaning something scary would happen to that guy, right?
Ooh, yep.
And then one more story was about my friend and his little cousin or his little brother. They were going to like haunted mansion or like haunted house, and in this haunted house there was this killer clown. They didn't know that was gonna be in there, and it got his little brother. And then he couldn't save him in time, so he had to run out, so he couldn't go too, right?
Uh huh.
So he wouldn't get taken. And then when he runs out, he sees his cousin, and his cousin says, "What happened to your brother? Did he get taken by the killer clown?" But he didn't tell anybody. So he was like, "Hey, how'd you know about that?" And then his cousin like pulls the mask out behind his back.
That's creepy.
And I just got goosebumps.
So here's one more ghost story for Chicago because I remember these.
Okay.
So Chicago was known back in the day for being mob related,
Mm.
right? The mobsters, organized crime, stuff like
My
that.
friend read a story about that too. They
Okay.
presented it. Yeah.
So one of the stories went that in front of a cemetery,
Mhm.
you would see a car drive up.
Yeah.
This car would drive up and it would open its doors. And back in the day, they had cars with what they call suicide doors.
Mhm.
So you know, like in the back of our Tahoe, the doors open,
Yeah, like they swing open like that.
they
Yeah.
swing open like that, right?
Mhm.
So they had regular car doors
Mhm.
that were the same way. And that way
Mm.
you had much more room to enter and
Yeah,
exit
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
car,
I get
right?
what you're saying. Yeah.
So they called them suicide doors.
Mhm.
Well, these cars had suicide doors and they would open them and it would take the bodies and they would load them up in front of the cemetery and drive off. And this would be like people they took out for whatever reason back in the day. But they say you can see them drive up, unload the bodies in the same car, and then leave again.
But it's like ghost or what?
Yeah, they're like ghosts. Oh, and so these are stories. Here's something I just remembered that I actually saw.
Okay, I like
It
this.
it wasn't I didn't see a ghost, but it was enough to give me goosebumps.
Okay.
So they also had something called the Great Fire in Chicago, long, long time ago. A lot of people unfortunately passed away during this fire. A lot of people passed away in the Great Fire of Chicago.
Yeah.
What happened was there was a church, specifically this church. People ran up the stairs to the top in panic. Not the best choice at the time, but they had nowhere else to go. So they ran out. They ran up. The building's on fire. They can't go anywhere. They're desperate. They're
Yeah.
trying to save themselves. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So once the fire finally reached the absolute top, they
You
had nowhere
saw
else to go.
this?
I didn't see this. This was way before my time. But there's a reason I'm telling you this. So they jumped out of the windows and plummeted to their death, unfortunately, or were burned alive and all this crazy stuff, right? This actually happened. This isn't a ghost story. This
What you
is
see? You
real.
saw? Whom did you see?
What I saw was when I was walking past said church, a bunch of gothic people sitting on the steps with candles in remembrance of this event because they say if you're there, you can hear sometimes the fire or you can see people running through the windows from the outside. And there was a bunch of people there waiting for that event to happen.
On the same day it happened.
I don't know if it was the same day or they just like to hang out there,
Yeah.
but there are people hanging out there because of this.
Wow.
And that was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
That made it super real.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like to the mob story you were saying.
Yeah.
My friend, she wrote the story for the presenting, and it was saying how, um, that they were going to the beach, right?
Okay.
And at that beach, there was a murder from her older sister. And her case hadn't been closed yet because it hadn't been solved, right? And it was something about how one day they went to court and they were in the middle, like, of like, they're talking, right? And, like, there's a bunch of people running out or running in saying, like, "Everybody get down." Like,
Like a robbery?
or I don't know, it's not like a robbery, but they just, like, went in. I didn't really get it, but, like, I tried to put it together, and it was something about, like, how one of the family members was actually the murderer of the older sister, and the person that thought did it was actually they were just like a cover up.
Mm.
But we're gonna see my Theo Geeka today, so on our next podcast, if I get any stories from him, we'll let you guys know.
He's got stories for days.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask, and hopefully it's at night too, so it'll be even scarier.
I mean, it gets dark a lot sooner now.
Yeah.
Quick question. What are you going to be for Halloween?
So for Halloween, me and my friends are gonna be Alvin and the Chipmunks. I'm gonna be Simon, the blue one.
With the glasses.
Yeah.
So you went from like a million different costumes,
Yeah.
finally settled on Simon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be cool.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, we hit an hour.
Sorry, guys. I had a lot of stories, and I'm
Maybe
really bad
not.
at
I
telling
got some
them.
editing to do, so we'll see where it turns into.
Yeah.
Let's do an update on Penny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we didn't do that yet.
Yeah. So let's do an update on Penny. So Penny is. You want to give the update?
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Penny is getting so much stronger.
Mhm.
She is trying to walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I had a conversation with somebody who I'll leave anonymous who was like, "Hey, I don't know if we should be talking about Penny like that on the podcast. I don't really like the way that sounds, or I don't want to paint her in a bad light." And my response to that was, I don't think there's anything negative about sharing some of the things that we're going through as parents or as a sibling, right? For
Yeah.
you, because we all grow and develop differently. Is she quote unquote behind schedule according to a milestone chart? Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Does
but
that
like
mean
she gets
that
skipped to some things though.
she skipped crawling? She
Yeah.
doesn't go straight to walking. There's no
Yeah.
doubt. But
That's really good.
that doesn't mean that she's anything less,
Yeah.
right? And the really cool thing too is, as I've been doing these, people have been reaching out to me, and they're sharing similar stories, right, of growth,
Yeah.
either with themselves, family, or their own kids.
Yeah.
So I think it's totally okay to normalize the struggles, if you want to call it a struggle, or
Yeah.
just the different ways that we experience life as parents or siblings.
Mhm.
And I think that's totally fine.
And who knows? Maybe her struggling can make her a lot stronger in life, right?
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's a struggle because look, she's
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
She's totally happy.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing. She knows how to walk when she wants to walk.
Mhm.
She can do so many things.
Yeah.
So for the most part, I think it's a choice.
Yeah.
I just think that she likes being carried.
Yeah.
She likes to love.
Yeah.
And we're going to enjoy it for as long as we can, while we can, because when I look at you, my 12-year-old kid who is going to go on a DC trip next year,
Yeah.
my wife and I asked her the question, "Hey babe,
No. You
wait,
can't go.
can I ask the question?
Sure.
Can we go with you to Washington?"
No.
Yeah, that's exactly the response that we got. So she will be going on her own. Very difficult for us as parents to deal with that, but we will. So that's it, guys. Thank you for listening, tuning in. Please subscribe to the podcast.
Please tell others too.
Please tell others. We really want this to grow into something. It definitely started as a fun thing that we did. It's turning into a passion project, and we really want to get better. And I think it'd be so cool if people are on the journey with us from beginning to the eclipse where it's at its best,
Mhm.
because the audio is only going to get better. The concepts are only going to get better. We're going to do intros, outros, songs, drop. I have so many ideas. We have different segments that we're still going to do. Oh, I have one more.
What's up?
Sorry, guys. One more. So, one of the things that I wanted to do was called a back in time rewind, where I share with you something from my past at your age,
Mm.
right? Or just something in general. For today's back in time rewind, Gigi's favorite movie around Halloween and in general was Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, that was such a good movie.
This was released in September of 2012 and quickly became a fan favorite. And she watched this movie all the time.
Yep.
All the time.
Yep.
So
Kind of
what
tired of it now.
are you
But
tired of it?
it's a good movie, but like when I see it, I'm like, oh, this again.
But that was like your version.
Mm,
It wasn't a scary movie,
yeah, it wasn't.
but it was by far one of your favorite movies.
Yeah.
Anytime we went on a car ride or did anything else, remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
We had to have that movie with us.
Yeah.
And she would watch it over and over.
Yeah.
So let us know what movie you watched all the time as well.
Yeah.
Be interesting to hear, right?
Yeah.
So contact me, Gigi, or leave a comment on Spotify,
Mhm.
and we'll be in touch with you guys soon.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Anything else, babe?
I'm gonna take a nap.
Exhausting.
Yes, very.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.